It's round number 2 of the Highline Racing League Services and Supplying Premier Series. Today, 20-some of the league's best duke it out for 148 laps or 150 miles from Rockingham Speedway. I'm your producer and commentator, River Page. And as we roll into practice here, just 2.5 minutes remaining before qualifying is set to begin, we watch the number 29 machine, number 9 on your screen, Brad Crest, come around for some last-minute qualifying laps and see just how tough it is to tame one of the hardest tracks in recent memory at the on the NASCAR circuit, and especially with a car like this Gen 4 Cup car, so hard to keep it straight on a loose grip track like this. And so it'll be very exciting to see what he can do. Austin Bloom in the 3 car has the lead right now in practice with a 23.988. He's got 42 1/1000ths of a second over Dylan Wedgwood in second, and we'll ride on board with Wedgwood if we can for a lap around the track as he exits the pits right now. And so we'll see it from one of the quickest so far in this session, what it's like to take a lap around Rockingham Speedway. Almost nearly 1 mile track, extremely old surface. I don't know if it's been repaved. I don't think it has. So again, it's a super tough track to drive, a lot like Darlington, not one corner the same. And so we'll see how Dylan Wedgwood does here. He'll go down to the bottom in turn 1, wash up, and he will hit the wall. So our example lap is not very good. He's got a red car in front of him, watch out. Here comes Wedgwood down into 3 and 4, off the gas, super heavy, about 140 miles an hour, 125, 130 roll in the center of the corner, so they get it woed up pretty good, hitting about 165, maybe 170 down into the corners. My timing and scoring is a little delayed, but over 170 miles an hour, down to 130. 20 degrees of banking averaging throughout all 4 corners, and so you can carry a lot of speed through the corners and use it to your advantage, especially in 1 and 2. See some guys running a line where they're going to enter up real high and cut back down, like the 98 of Wedgwood trying to run the top. He gets into the wall in the same exact spot. And while I've got about 10 seconds left in practice, I'll pull the stream up on my phone just to make sure that the screen doesn't go black this time. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes as the 98 takes his final lap across the stripe. 5 seconds remaining here in practice, and we will get qualifying underway. I do believe 1 lap of qualifying is the norm here. It's that way in the truck series, but I don't know a whole lot about what goes down here, and so we'll just watch and see when these guys go for it. Scott Wheeler out on track, Brad Cress out on track, a lot of other drivers out on track, and we'll try and watch one of the quicker cars. We'll watch the 3 machine of Austin Bloom, who was fastest in practice. Looks like it is probably first lap considering how hard he's trying to warm up those tires. So here comes the 3 car. Off of turn 4 to start his lap. 4.5 minutes remaining. He'll go down into turn 1, keep it off the wall, cannot get an X, and he's gonna do that flawlessly, ripping the top down the Thunder Alley backstretch here at the Rock into 3 and 4, flying into the corner. He is cooking it down there, drives it into the corner, reaches no less than 130 miles an hour. He'll come across the stripe at about 170 to take the top spot, but he's quickly demoted. Dylan Clark took the top spot. Adam Bossy now goes to the front. Scott Wheeler up into 3rd. Clark still in 2nd. Scott Zellner in 4th. Terry Brooks goes up to 5th. Dylan Poteet into 6th in the 31. That pushes Bloom all the way down to 7th. Fastest car in practice, not the fastest on track. Alan Kunman goes to P8. Joshua Salcy in the 92. Hope I'm saying that right. Goes into 6th. DJ Stagner, last week's winner in the Truck Series and in the Cup Series, goes into 13th. Not a good first lap for him. Half a second off the rest of the field. And so Stagner will have to work for it if he wants to go back to back in this Cup Series. 3 minutes remaining as Stegner continues to set laps. Adam Boss is still on track right now, but he's going to woe it down and come down onto pit road, and screen is going to freeze for a second. Dylan Wedgwood and Kendall Kerr also out on laps right now. Here's Wedgwood. Oh, and he hits the same wall that he did on both the laps we saw him hit it in practice. And so Wedgwood will not set a lap unless... Oh, he already set his lap. Apologies. Dylan Wedgwood goes all the way up to third, and DJ Stagner goes to second. So I missed two people. On their... I saw two people on their opening lap but thought it was their regular lap, and so that will put Stagner up to third, but Kendall Kerr on his lap will take the pole. The 21 machine goes to the top of the charts. Quick time with 2 minutes left in qualifying, 47 1/1000ths of a second over Dylan Clark, and Chad Winstead goes to third, ties with Dylan Clark. So we have got a tie for second with Clark and Winstead in the Air Force machine. One car out on track, James McKee, who will be, it looks like, the last car to qualify unless Ty Smith, Justin Gibbs, or Corey Blevins get on the track, but they're not going to have that much time remaining. I think they're all just going to try and start from the pits or not make the start at all. As McKee comes out to the outside for his lap, and with it being one of the final cars on the track, we'll ride on board with him and see how he does. The pressure is on the last car to set a lap here in qualifying. He's going to keep it way down low. We saw a couple drivers way up high. The 98 was trying to run that top until he hit the wall, but a lot of fast guys going to the top. Some guys going to the bottom. Stagner is running the bottom in 3 and 4. McKee goes down low, tries to get on the gas. The rear end's kicking out a little bit as he comes off of 4 and to the line. The funky front stretch. James McKee will go to 13th, and he will knock down 4 drivers, Kunman, Bloom, Brooks, and Rodriguez. And James McKee on his second lap now. Just for fun, I think, unless they do have 2 laps, and I've been under an impression that they had 1 this whole time. We'll see. If his time changes, it's a quicker lap time, and it is. So they do have 2 laps. And James McKee will knock Terry Brooks down 1 spot. He ends up 12th. And I think that will just about wound it up. Chad Winstead still out on the track right now, going 0 miles an hour in his pit box. Kenny Brooks the same, sitting down on pit road, and that serves as supply 54. And so now we'll wait 10 seconds for qualifying to get wrapped up before we get the grid and the starting call for today's affair. Kendall Kerr on the pole. And this is funny. All right, let's wait for a couple cars to get on track before we give the call to command. So as long as I'm under the right impression, I believe. Let's see here. All right. So before we get the grid underway, we have a special announcement and a special call from the Cornbread Cowboy. So make sure y'all tune in.
This goes out to the High Line Racing League. This is Ori Lee here, the Cornbread Cowboy. We're on the season 16th with a bunch of hard-working men, except for Dylan Clark. Anyways, this goes out from Kendall to y'all, so Dylan, hey, we watching you, buddy. Anyway, you know, we all appreciate the Winston Cup racing just like the Cornbread does, man. And, you know, the iRacing League, we love that, you know. Anyways, man, so I'm going to lead it off like this right here for the Gen 4 Cup Cars NASCAR season. Gentlemen, start your engines. Woo! Raise hell, praise Dale, baby. Highline Racing League, it's on like neck bone. Let's roll, baby.
All right, there you have it. The Cornbread Cowboy giving the command and taking a shot at Dylan Clark, who lines up on the outside pole, but he won't get the top spot. Kendall Kerr will take P1 over the 5 machine of Dylan Clark with a gap of, I believe, 47 1/1000ths of a second. Of course, Clark and was a tie for third. Dylan Clark takes second at the end. Winstead and Stagner in third. They tied. And so that is an exciting battle. Dylan Wedgwood in fifth. Adam Bossy in sixth in the 27. Seventh and eighth, Scott Wheeler and Dylan Poteet. And then rounding out the top 10, Brad Kress and Joshua Selsey in the 92. Starting in the sixth row, Scott Zellner and James McKee, 11th and 12th. Row 7, Terry Brooks and Alan Kunman in row 7. Row 8, Austin Bloom and Kenny Brooks. And in 17th and 18th, Matthew Rodriguez and Corey Blevins. Rounding out the top 20, Ty Smith and Justin Gibbs. So that will wrap things up for that. 20 drivers today here for 148 laps at Rockingham. Here's the race rundown. I know it says 150 laps. Both me and David Koritz were under the impression that it was 150 laps, 150 miles. It's a little more precise, 148 laps. And so we'll get down to it as they come off of turn 4. Kendall Kerr will lead the field to green pace car down off of turn 4. Green flag in the air for the second race of the season. Oh, trouble! Dylan Wedgwood spins on a start. Oh, it's the whole field involved. Everyone gets woed down, but the caution flag waves. A rookie mistake for Dylan Wedgwood. And we'll get a replay and see what happened in the 98 there. Wedgwood third in line on the bottom. This will give us a better view. We got the 97 in tow. Gets loose and just got too hard on the throttle. Takes out Poteet on the outside. The 92 gets into him. Comes down the track into the 2 of Zellner, who just misses it. My gosh. But the 92, I believe, got into that inside wall. Looks like Sousey did hit the inside wall. And so that could end his day right there. As the base car comes out of pit road, Dylan Wedgwood with I hate to say it, but a pretty rookie mistake there. Spins the tires on the restart. Pretty hard to control car here with the Gen 4. Understandable with cold tires as the 98 comes down onto pit road. And Dylan Clark leads the field over Kendall Kerr. He got the jump on him. Actually took the lead when the caution came out. So the 5 will restart up in the lead. And the Therma-Tru Doors number 5 Chevrolet. An opportunity for him to get up in the front. We'll see how he fares ahead of the fastest car in qualifying. We already have one car that didn't make the start, 19 in the field. I'm not sure who was it that didn't make the start. One driver, however, is not in the field anymore. And it wasn't someone who was involved in a wreck. Wedgwood and Sousey still on the track, as you see Dylan Wedgwood getting that right front beat out by the invisible pit crew members with the invisible sledgehammer. The 92 getting his front end repaired. Look at that. I've never really seen that happen live. That's pretty cool. Joshua Sousey down on pit road. Looks like his race will be okay after all in the USPS machine as he'll roll off of pit road. Wedgwood will be right ahead of him coming out of pit road. These guys will restart 18th and 19th here, as I believe they come to 1 to green, and they have come to 1 to green and gotten that signal. The number 1 finger being held out from the flagman. And the 5 of Dylan Clark chooses the top side, and he'll get us going, hopefully, for the first green flag laps of the race. It's Clark, Kerr, Winstead, Stagner, Scott Wheeler, Adam Bossy, Scott Zellner, Brad Kress, Kundman, and James McKee. James McKee, the top 10. As we get back rolling, the first restart of the night. 4 full laps will be complete when they come across the line this time. And Dylan Clark will lead us to it in the green and gray Chevy Camaro on the outside. Pace car comes onto pit road, and the field gets the signal from Barney, the flagman. We're back racing. This time it gets a clean start. Everyone able to keep the tires underneath them. A fantastic start for Dylan Clark. He'll jump away to an early lead, about 0.2 of a second. over the 21. Everyone trying to file into line. The 64 of Stagner stuck down on the bottom. It seems like the top lane is preferred, and Stagner's trying to work that inside behind Winstead, but it looks like Bossy running the outside might be able to get around him as the first full green flag laps are complete. The 21 of Kendall Kerr got a great exit off of turn 4. He'll throw a slider into 1 and 2. Oh man, not quite. He got it to stick, and he's going to clear the 5 with ease. What a corner by the 21 of Kerr. Lost the lead, and he's going to take it right back down to the 3 and 4 to complete lap number 6 this time by. Kendall Kerr out to the race lead, still side by side with Stagner and Bossy. It looks like Adam is going to get clear of the 64 machine. Now it's Scott Wheeler up to try and get around Stagner on the bottom. Stagner getting absolutely freight trained in the Holden Wieners machine. Even door-to-door, toe-to-toe with the 97 of Wheeler, and Wheeler's going to get clear. Now the 64 can get up in front of the 2 of Scott Zellner. Had to check up for that wreck, but he didn't get involved, and he rides in 7th as we complete lap number 7 of 148. 7 miles done. So they get on the backstretch, 7.5 here from the Rock. The 21 of Kendall Kerr stretches the lead to half a second over Dylan Clark and the rest of the field. Everyone trying to get to the 21, but no luck so far. To lead lap number 8 is Kendall Kerr. Down into 1 and 2 we go again. No competition for the 21 as we go through the field. Clark and this top 5, top 6 single file. The 3 of Austin Bloom to the inside on the 2 machine. He made that move look easy down the backstretch. McKee and Kunman side by side for 10th. That looks like maybe that's going to be for 9th as McKee drives it down to the inside, coming on the top 3. 3 lanes of 2 wide right here, 2 by 2 by 2 as Poteet gets up into the outside wall. 1 car way down the track. That's Southsea. Wedgwood will get around him. Kunman still trying to work that outside, but the 29 of McKee gets clear of him. Down the front stretch now, the 9 goes to the inside of Dylan Poteet as he got into the outside wall. Coming off of turn 2, and the 9 machine is going to try and sneak right in there. Terry Brooks down on the bottom, trying to get to the inside of the 31 now as they go into 3 and 4. On the outside is Poteet. Now he's going to get to the left rear quarter panel of Kunman, and they'll be even across the stripe, almost the 23 falling back down the straightaway with that bottom line exit, trying to get even with the 8. He's going to get that turn, and he's going to get clear of him down the backstretch. 1 car getting into the wall, Dylan Wedgwood. 92 of Southsea involved, and Wedgwood's lap 1 mishap is going to get back around him as lap number 12 down and in the books as the rest of the field goes by. Kenny Brooks, the last car in the pack, but the 21 of Kendall Kerr has stretched the lead to 1.3 seconds, 1.4, as Clark and Winstead go at it for second. Clark has that dominant line, not going to let Winstead get to his outside, but he sure will let the 34 get to his inside as Winstead attempts to get to the bottom once more, but he's not going to have anything for him. And that is lap 13 complete, and Kendall Kerr is gone, shot out of a rocket, 1.4 seconds up in front of Dylan Clark on the rest of the field. And if you'll notice, if you watch the Truck Series race, the ticker was not having a good time, but we've since gotten that fixed, and so everything should be working with the behind leader sub and all that. So not to worry. Dylan Clark, a fantastic last lap. It looks like Kendall Kerr has turned off the afterburners for the most part. He did a 24.920 last time. Dylan Clark's 24.767. He is running down the race leader, but Kerr gets right back to it. They stay even this time by lap 15 complete there as Kendall Kerr continues to lead, comfortably running that bottom line. Most tracks and most stock cars on the iRacing service, the bottom lane is the preferred line for saving that right front tire. And so we'll see if that's going to help the 21 in the long run, or the advantage will swing towards Dylan Clark, who's been racing. He's been up against the wall for the most part of this beginning run. You see him and basically the rest of the field running at least 1 or 2 grooves up the track in 1 and 2. The race leader still just sticking it down on the bottom. And it's proving to be fast enough to actually stretch the lead back out to 1.5 seconds. We got one car in trouble. It looks like I have no idea what's going on with timing and scoring. Ty Smith just dropped all the way to the back. He's got some right front damage. Let's see what happened to Ty Smith. I don't know if it was internet or if he got into the wall. Well, yeah, he was already running back here. I'm not sure why the timing and scoring thought that was such a big deal. As, oh, there's the contact. Oh. Looks like we did miss something after all. The 18 of Ty Smith. Oh, the 54 gets him, jacks him up, and Smith comes down the track back into the 54, Kenny Brooks. A little bit of beef, maybe just one car off the wall, and now the yellow flag waves. I believe Joshua Stousey may have gone for a spin. I'm not the 92. I'm not sure what happened. Yellow flag waves for the second time today. I have no idea what the caution's for. Everyone is where they have been. Winstead, Deal, Wheeler, Bossy, Bloom, Stackner, Zellner, McKee. For us, it looks like Alan Cudman may be the culprit. He's dropped a bunch of spots. We'll see if it was the 8 machine of Alan Cudman racing for 10th earlier on. Oh, there's the spin. So he had fallen back in this run. Oh, it was the 92. He went for a spin and he saved it. And it looks like that was just a preemptive jump to the caution flag. But the 92 had one heck of a save. Not a damage on the car. The 98 got into the wall a little bit. Looks like there was some contact between the two. As we'll see if the leaders come down pit road. I don't believe. Oh, there. Looks like the guys in the back will come down pit road. Yeah, the whole field down on pit road from, looks like 10th on back maybe. As DJ Stagner is down on pit road, Dylan Clark into his pit box. And with that, we'll take you non-stop so you don't miss any of this caution flag racing here in the Highline Racing League Premier Series live on FTN. We had a bunch of things playing there for a second, my god. The Iowa Cup Series, just saw the ad on your screen, the Season 4 Clash earlier today. Pretty good showing and a pretty good finish between yours truly and one other competitor. Sadly, I did not get the win, but nevertheless, if you need a next-gen league to run, doesn't interfere with this league. If you're a driver from Highline, definitely come and check out Iowa. Some great racing, especially last season with all the changes being made. It should fare for another exciting season as we come to the green flag. Pace car down on pit road. Second restart of the day. Kendall Kerr gets the jump. Winstead having a little bit of tire spin off the line. He's going to have a bit of a struggle going into 1 and 2 as the 3 car of Austin Bloom, fastest in practice again, didn't have the best qualifying effort, but he's going to jump up to second on the restart and try and run down Curry under the 3 and 4 in the Warriors 3 machine. The Dale Earnhardt scheme rocking down into 3 and 4, and the caution flag waves again. Oh, DJ Stagner. Oh, that's a big one. That's the big one. Stagner going for 2 in a row. And we'll see what happened here. Going through 1 and 2, I believe the wreck was going into 3 and 4, so we'll ride on board with Stagner. Stuck behind the 90. Oh, wreck happened right outside of him. So that really isn't going to give us a view of anything that happened. Oh my god, what a lick for the 54 into the 92 machine of Joshua Sousey. Sousey in another wreck. Oh, it was the 5 who came down pit road. Dylan Clark, how unlucky is that? Comes down pit road, gets into the wall, and he just turns off the wall, and the 64 Stagner nowhere to go. Look at this lick. Oh my gosh. And here comes the 92 of Sousey up the track. Watch out. Body checks the 54 of Kenny Brooks. And then ramps over the 64's front end. So the third caution flag of the night is a big one for Joshua Sousey, who will be out of this race early. DJ Stagner down on pit road. Kenny Brooks on pit road. Matthew Rodriguez also involved in that in the Cobbler's Bakery 51. The 18 of Ty Smith in that as well on pit road. Dylan Poteet looks like he's going to be the last car out on the track. The 5 stays out. To go back up to the race lead, Kendall Kerr has the spot, but the 3 machine was right up to him by the end of that run, so we'll see if he can make anything happen on this restart. Again, say it again, he was fastest in practice. We know he's got a quick car. We'll see if he can get around the 21 as they go across the line for the choose cone. Underneath the yellow line means you want the bottom, and of course up on the wall means you want the top. And so the 21 choosing the bottom line. As the field makes their way through turns 3 and 4, looking for the 4th green flag drop from Barney the Flagman tonight. Or today, I guess I should say. And as the field comes to the green flag, Barney will drop it. And for the 3rd time tonight, we will restart from Rockingham. Kendall Kerr off away well out of a cannon again, I mean, it's the same thing every restart. Gets about 5 car lengths or so. The 3 trying to trail him, runs up to the high side to try and make up some time. The 34 of Winstead in tow. Oh, Winstead gets turned from the whole field. Oh my god! Oh my god! It's a horrible crash. That is the whole field. The 23 gets in on the last second. Oh my goodness gracious! That was the whole field. My god. The 34 of Chad Winstead just got turned in front of everybody. And that was a Martinsville level track blocker at a 1 mile track. I think Chad Winstead, unfortunately, may have just been junked. I repeat, I think he may have been junked. Oh, wrong button. So that was live. We don't want to see what happened. We want to see what's happening right now. Okay, here we go. Apologies. Oh, he just got jacked up by the 97, it looks like. Coming into turn 3, checks up a little early. Wheeler just jacks him up, gets the rear tires off the ground, rear end into the wall. Wheeler gets absolutely clobbered. The 2 car gets sent into the air like a missile. Jeez, what a terrible crash. The 98 down onto the apron, and then the 23 got turned right here at the end. And that was kind of like a separate thing. It looks like, yeah, so these guys were on the bottom trying to miss it, and he got turned by the 29, and that makes Kendall Kerr get on the brakes. That Poteet gets slammed in the rear end by Alan Kunman in the Flow Racing machine. What a horrific crash. See if we can talk to one of the drivers involved. .34 with a very large lick there. And he, along with probably 10 other trucks, or not trucks, these are cars, these are not trucks, will line down on pit road with a lot of repairs. So, my oh my, that took out a lot of fast cars for sure. As this lap will mark lap 30 down and away. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to complete many of those laps under green flag conditions. The 21 of Kendall Kerr back in the lead. Hasn't lost it since he gained it back on the first run. I think if this isn't one to go, we'll talk to the 34, but if not, you will just get back to racing with a smaller field, or a smaller field of cars without damage. To the 5 with damage. The 98 has hit everything but the hot dog stand today, and he is in 6th. It looks like we will choose this time. The 21 goes down to the bottom. A dominating performance so far from Kendall Kerr. And he'll lead to the restart. Once again, you see 25 out of 30 laps led for the 21 machine. Field comes off of turn 2 this time by, we'll take the green flag for the 4th restart of the night here at Rockingham. Oh, looks like we've been extended here. We were coming to the green flag. I had to turn the mic off for a second right there. Not quite sure why we got extended. Looks like everyone's to the field, maybe for the last couple of stragglers to get up to the field. The only car lap down right now is Alan Kunman. Sadly for the 8 machine, it looks like Adam Boss, he might not be to the pack here. There's the 27. Working his way around, him and Kunman, the 2 Choose V drivers for the Truck Series. Both heavily injured from the Truck Series race when they both got ran over, but they both recovered very well for this event. And as Kunman drops to the rear, the 1 car a lap down, he'll have to work his way back up and hope for a yellow and then miss the wreck. To get back up, Andy Siegel, well, good thing I kept the car in the shop this way. Yeah, no kidding. This is a terrible race for team owners so far. A lot of money down the drain in that wreck. 31 on board was fun. Yeah, didn't get to look at that, but it's whatever. As the pacer comes off of turn 4 onto pit road, we get the green flag for the 5th time today. 32 laps in the books, and the 21 jumps away well again. The 5 of Dylan Clark goes down to the bottom with all that front end damage. He's trying to get to 2nd, maybe clear of Bloom off of turn 2. Not quite going to get there. Watch the whole field go down into turn 3 and off of turn 4. It looks like everyone got in clean, and the whole field's going to get out clean. 1 lap complete here on this run. Some 2 and 3 wide action further back into 1 and 2. As the 21 comes across the line. In the back of the field here, a bunch of jockeying for position as we're going to go back to the leader, I guess. The 3 truck, oh my God, car. These are cars, not trucks. The 3 truck, oh my God, I can't believe it. The 3 car, it's a car. This is a car series, not a truck series. The 3 car running the outside, trying to work his way up to Kendall Kerr, but Kerr is just too quick on that bottom. minimizing tire wear, and he's maximizing speed, it seems, on the inside as we go through the field across the line. And now we're going to take a good big look at the infield for no reason. Down into 1 and 2, the 21 continues to pull away, battles through the middle of the field. The 9 of James McKee, one battle behind him. And that is the 23 of Brooks and the 34 of Winstead. Winstead, of course, was the one that got turned in front of the whole dang field, so he's got some damage on that car. The 97 was the one that turned him. And I don't know if these guys are mad at each other or not. It looks like the 34 is going to let him by easy. Definitely the most mature group of people. Oh, the 34 just got turned again. Oh, my God. How could this day get worse for Winstead? He is going to pull onto the apron and get out of everyone's hair because his car is destroyed. Clearly down on straight line speed, as I believe that was Bossy that just got up underneath him, or Kunman, who was a lap down, got up and underneath him. Turned him, but thankfully turned him right, so he got into the outside wall. And not the inside wall. Back down into 3 and 4 for the 21 machine. Working on lap number 39. For some reason this lap isn't on, but that's fine. Kendall Kerr continues to lead now, about 33, coming to 34 laps led for the 21. And next time by 40 laps, seems like a good time to go to a crank it up, so we'll do that in just about half a lap, see if they can make it there. As the 21 comes down into 3 and 4, rockets down to the inside of the track. Almost everyone behind him up to the outside as they come across the line. This time by, we'll go to Crank It Up live on FCN. Off of turn 4 to complete lap number 44. Kendall Kerr had a lead of about 7/10. Dylan Clark took the second spot back and has kept that gap about even at 6.5 down the back straightaway. They go once more down to 7/10 as Clark starts to fall back a little bit, but still holding his own right there in second. 7/10 of his own gap back to Austin Bloom. Now he starts to close the gap on Kendall Kerr down to about 5.5 of a second. That 5 machine starting to reel him in. Every 2 seconds I'm getting a Steam notification in the bottom right of my screen. It is very irritating, and if the Steam gods are watching, please stop. Dylan Clark started second. He dropped all the way back to the field, got involved in a wreck or two, and he's back up to second and making up time on your race leader, Kendall Kerr. who is starting to see that 5 machine get bigger in his mirror, and this may be time to go for the 21. Time to step on it because he's running the bottom probably not as hard as he can as he's, you know, in the late just chilling out. Life Opstead, hello there. What's up, Life? How's it going, buddy? Now the gap is shrunk to 0.4 of a second. The 5 machine is definitely closing in. Brian Casey, is this a truck race? Okay, you see, that's not funny. That's not funny. I don't. Now you got it back in my head. No, Brian, this is not a truck race. This is the car race. The gap shrinking even more. Dylan Clark down to a 2.5 behind the number 21 machine of 3 and 4. Scott Wheeler and Matthew Rodriguez battling it out for P9 or P8. Wedgwood gets around Rodriguez as well. Looks like Rodriguez may have an issue. Rodriguez is dropping. I'm not sure why he just lost so many spots, but he's definitely okay. Might have gotten into the wall. But who cares? The leaders are about to go at it for the second lead change of the race, third lead change of the race, and it was between these guys both times. And it's going to be between these guys again. As they go down into 1 and 2, that was lap 50-50. 51 odd miles complete here from Rockingham. 98 laps to go, I think. Is that how that works? Oh, we got a caution. Then 5 was just about to catch Kendall Kerr, and now they're going to be able to pit for tires. Matthew Rodriguez. Oh, man, we should have cared. We should have cared. I said we didn't care. We should have. Oh, my God, the 54 is junked. That's Poteet. We don't want to look at him. We want to look at the 54. How do I... There we go. Oh, my God, look at the right front on that thing. That is tore all the hell. He is out of this race for sure. That's a shame. Oh, wreck already happened. Oh my goodness. Whoa! One car is up into the air. 54 came down as Rodriguez is coming up. Oh no, this ain't gonna be good. Oh my God, what a lick. What the heck? The 54 just does a bunny hop. Like he's got hydraulics, maybe. Might have some low rider suspension on that thing. Low ride, he just hit him and launched him into the air. But the 51 of Rodriguez with a absolutely horrific lick. Let's try and ride on board with him. Please, can we go to the 51? No, I guess we can't. Maybe now. Why not? Can I? Okay, seriously, all right. It will not let me look at 51. I have no idea why, but we'll just watch from here. Oh my God, that is violent, and it just launches the 54 in the air like a toy car. 34 car makes it through. The 2 car makes it through. And we'll go back live, see who's on pit road, and see who is it. Poteet isn't. 31 is the race leader right now. I think he might be the only guy that stayed out, and I think he did it on purpose. Kendall Kerr comes out of pit road in second. Alan Kunman in third. Now James McKee being scored in third. There's McKee. Looks like might have taken 2 tires on that 9 machine. Dylan Clark will fall to 4th. I'll restart behind the 21, assuming they choose the same line. Brad Kress up to 5th. Bloom back to 6th. Stagner, Wedgwood, Gibbs, Kunman the top 10. Kunman was a lap down. Pretty good recovery for Allen in the 8 machine. And with 2 laps to go in this caution, might as well do a shameless plug. Join the Discord for all the latest updates on Fireball Talks NASCAR, the schedules. When we're going live, sorry about hitting the microphone with my hand. When we're going live, behind the scenes, and interviews for in-house events. So whenever we're doing something just purely from FTN, join that Discord, you can get interviewed. And so yeah, join the Discord and subscribe and like and do all the positive things. About to hit 1.2k subscribers, which is pretty cool because we hit 1k not too long ago. So it's a pretty good channel growth. There goes Poteet off on the pit road. Pretty smart decision right there. I think he would have killed the whole field if he stayed out. And now they'll choose the 29 goes to the bottom to follow the 21. And so that will give the 5 of Clark the outside. But more importantly, it gives Kendall Kerr the lead back. And so these guys are on fresh tires now. Obviously, Kendall Kerr was a lot quicker on that first 20 laps or so of a green flag run. And then the 5 machine started to run him down. And so we'll see if that's the case. There is only 10 cars in this pack. Where's the rest of the field at? There's at least 17 people left in the race. Ty Smith is out on track. Rodriguez is on track. Okay, where's Ty Smith at? I have no idea why it's not letting me look at these people. Oh, they're on pit road. So here's the 51. He got his deck lid back on. It looks like he got a new spoiler. So that's good for him. And we'll go back up to the race leaders. Even though as soon as I went off of those guys in the back of the field, they had a pretty exciting moment. As Barney the Flagman drops the green flag for the 6th time today, and the 5th restart of the night is down and away, and Kendall Kerr is down and away with the lead again. James McKee holding second on his own, a terrible restart for Dylan Clark. He must have spun the hell out of the tires. He's back into 5th. He's fighting for his life. DJ Stagner down on the bottom trying to take it from him in the Holden Wiener's car. He's got to slide up in front of the 5 and clear him. Hero to 6th real quick for Dylan Clark. And he continues to fall back. The 34 on the go right now. But Kendall Kerr is pulled away again. 5/10 of a second, make it 6th. Alan Kunman again went from a lap down to 10th. He's up into 8th right now. As the 21 continues to stretch his lead out. Down into 1 and 2 again, 6/10 of a second. McKee on 2 tires. Brad Kress right on his tail. The Austin Bloom 3 machine right there as well, with the Holden Wiener's car of DJ Stagner in 5th. Dylan Clark hanging on, hanging tough in 6th. And as they cross the line this time, 58 laps complete, and Kendall Kerr, oh, trouble. Alan Kunman, oh, no, he just lagged out, never mind. Not trouble, false alarm, the 8 machine just does not have stable internet. We got one battle ahead of these guys, Dylan Clark and Austin Bloom side by side. Into 1 and 2 they go, the 5 trying to make up time after an abysmal restart. The 64 got by the 3, and now Dylan Clark is going to try and do the same. Down the inside for 3 and 4. Can he get him? No drive off the corner. Austin Bloom is going to drive away from him, and the 5 will slot back into line. Now he's going to have to defend for 6th. DJ Stagner to the inside of Brad Kress, and he's going to take that spot. Stagner on a mission right now. Started 4th, and he's back up into 4th after being involved in a couple of wrecks and numerous extracurricular activities. He's back up to the front pack. Now in 3rd. They come back off of turn 2 again down the back straight with a 64. Fastest car on the track right now, absolutely schmoving, trying to get to the back of James McKee for P number 2, but of course it is the 21 of Kendall Kerr out in front. No competition at all for Kendall Kerr. McKee, Stagner, Kress, and Bloom doing their best to run him down.
Standing This message is brought to you by the rebrand of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This publication may not be reposted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. NASCAR Camping World Ford F-150. NASCAR Xfinity Ford Mustang. NASCAR Cup Series Next-Gen Ford Mustang. Arca Menards. This has been the publication of the redesign and rebranding of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This message may not be reposted, republicated, or rebroadcasted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. Thank you, and thanks for your time.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
"69 laps complete here from the Rock, and the 21 of Kendall Kerr continues to lead, but not by much. James McKee has basically cut that gap, the gap increase at about roughly 0.6 of a second. It's been that way since the restart almost. BJ Stagner was pretty quick, but he's kind of fallen off a little bit. Still in third, however, and pulling a good gap on Brad Kress in fourth. And while we're talking about the top four, we might as well go through the field, and we'll start with Kendall Kerr. He started in first. He got passed on lap 1, and he immediately took it back, and he has not been in the lead for a green flag lap since then. The 21 continues to hang on to the top spot now. He's starting to drive away. James McKee back in second. Oh, we're going to look at Joshua Salcy. He's out of the race, if anyone was wondering. 92 wrecked out, and he will not finish. James McKee, however, way from the back of the pack, involved in a wreck earlier on. He is up in a second. A great run for McKee with a strategy called. We got one car up in a wall in front of the leaders. I heard the scrape. Oh, it looks like it was Bossy in the 27. He got into the wall. All good for him. DJ Stagner back in third. Lewis, the 19th, also involved in a wreck, but he's came back up to the front, and now he's about to challenge the 29 with help from Bossy working as a pick for these guys. I don't know when to do the 69 won't make it, or 64 won't make a run to them here. Brad Kress sitting behind these guys in fourth in the 29 car. I almost said truck. I really almost did, but this is a car in the Dodge 9 machine on iRacing with the 29 in the league. Highest of third, lost a spot on the restart, down in 12th, but he's had a pretty good day so far. Austin Bloom, highest of second, fastest in practice, and he sits in fifth right now. Been all over the place, much like basically everyone else in the field. Dylan Poteet was up in second earlier on, was down in 18th earlier on, and now he rides in sixth. Basically all by himself, just right behind the 3-car, trying to make a run at him as he rides there. Dylan Clark, the outside pole sitter, led that initial lap, but no more, lost the lead. Almost had it back on that long green flag run, but he falls down to 7th on a restart, and he's been there ever since. It also involved in wrecks. Front end damage is not helping him. Alan Cunban, a lap down earlier on, if I am remembering correctly, the reigning champion. And the 8 machine working on the 27 of Bossy as a lap car, trying to get around him. He has got a bunch of pressure from Dylan Wedgwood in 9th, who has been all over the place. Again, like I said earlier, hitting everything but the hot dog stand. And he is having a mediocre day, but still a lot to gain and not a lot to lose, as there's a lot of damaged cars behind him. Just closing out the top 10, Justin Gibbs in the 93. Up in 4th earlier on, but he was literally in dead last at the beginning of the race. And he has come all the way back up into 10th, all the way up to 4th, and then back to 10th. And he has got nobody around him. 2.5 seconds behind Wedgwood, 4.3 seconds back to Chad Winstead, who was up in the front earlier on. Of course, got turned in front of the whole field in one of the worst wrecks that we've seen in quite a while on a non-super speedway race. And he runs in 11th right now, so all the way back in 17th after that wreck. Came up to the front earlier on in the race, now in 11th with Scott Wheeler behind him. Possibly the cause of that wreck. Wheeler riding around in 12th right now, battling with a lapped car of Ty Smith 5 laps down. Terry Brooks behind him. One car got up into the wall. Looks like it was Wheeler, but no trouble for him. Here's Terry Brooks running in 13th right now, highest of 8th, lowest of 17th. He's been all over the place, just like literally everyone else in this field. And he's all by himself. Scott Zellner, the next car in the line, in P14 in the Morton Buildings number 2. Highest of 6th at the beginning of the race. Involved in a wreck, hasn't been up there since, and he rides in 14th, right behind, in front of Adam Bossy, who is a lap down. He is struggling with a dilapidated front end. That car is mutilated from basically all sides but the left rear, which is just squeaky clean. He is the only car just 1 lap down. Right behind him is Ty Smith. Well, not really right behind him. Ty is, let's see, 5 laps down. So the 18 had a lot of repairs to do in the Nintendo Switch machine. As you see, one car into the wall behind him. That's Scott Wheeler. Another little scrape for Wheeler, has a lot of damage. Ty Smith riding in 16th, highest of 12th, lowest of 19th. Hasn't cracked the top 10 today. Not a great run for him, who has been involved in a lot of wrecks. Again, just like basically everyone else. And Matthew Rodriguez is the last car on track. 20 laps down into pit road. Looks like he has given up. And then we have Kenny Brooks in 54th. Okay, that's his number. He's in 18th, not 54th. Highest to 7th earlier on, involved in that wreck, the big wreck. And it took him out of contention. And Joshua Salsi is out of the race as well. Could not crack the top 9. Got into the top 10 earlier, but runs in 19th. The last car in the field, 61 laps down. So that is it for the 19 car field today, and where everyone's at. Kendall Kerr pulling 2 seconds on DJ Stagner. James McKee dropping to 4th and falling off of Brad Kress, who is in 3rd. Dylan Poteet up into 5th. Bloom 6th. Dylan Clark still in 7th. Cunman, Wedgwood, and Gibbs the top 10. But the 21 stayed true to his line, running the bottom. Lap car up into the wall above him. That's Terry Brooks, I believe, in the 23. And so that puts P13 a lap down. Scott Wheeler, the next car, raced up in front of him. As he comes down the front stretch to complete lap number 85 of 148. And I guess you could call this the snooze fest of the race. Nothing real interesting happening right now. Everyone all by themselves. And the 21 continues to drive away out front. 86 laps complete, heading to lap 87, the Demos number. Through 1 and 2 again goes the 21 car, the Lucas Oil Chevrolet. And he is starting to lose time to DJ Stagner. We're right on board with Stagner for a little bit, see what he's doing. That compares to the race leader just about 1.9 seconds up in front of him as Kendall Kirk catches lap traffic. That's Scott Wheeler up in front. And he'll make quick work of the 97 running the outside, gives him the spot. Here comes Stagner off of turn 2, just about maybe a half a straightaway behind Kendall Kirk. In 2, 3, and 4 they go. As Stagner rides down into turn 2, keeping it a little bit lower than the race leader, but not by much. Into 3 and 4. This time by lap 90 on the board. 89 laps complete. Coming to mile 100 of this 150-mile event from Rockingham. And one more lap car down and away. That is the 2 machine of Scott Zellner going 3 laps down with that. And it looks like the 21 might have gotten held up. I am not gonna lie. I looked away from the screen a little bit, trying to mess with the controls over here, and he got absolutely pulled on by Stagner. DJ Stagner only 1.2 seconds off of the race leader now, and the Holden Wiener's car might be able to get to him before a caution or possibly pit stops, though I don't know if they will have to pit now because of the pit stops earlier, so we'll have to see what happens with that as they go back down to 3 and 4. And Stagner continues to close. 1-1 is the gap now. You cannot see Jack Diddley with that angle. Oh, that's the same damn thing. As Stagner runs down into 3 and 4. Closing the gap down to within 1 second. 0.96 down into 1 and 2. We'll ride on board with Stagner again and see how much time he makes up, as the 21 is not much quicker than the 2 car, which he just put 3 laps down. That's a car 3 laps down that is just barely being outrun by the race leader. Here comes Stagner down to 3 and 4, cuts it down to 0.8 of a second, but it gets super loose off before the rear end tires are starting to scream, and he'll lose a lot of time because of that 1 or 2 tenths maybe. Back down into 1 and 2. Stagner back through 3 and 4, trying to make up time on Kendall Kerr, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen right now. As they go back into 1 and 2, the 21 still running just about a lane or so higher than Stagner through turns 1 and 2, and now the gap starts to even out at about a second. 1 lap car down the inside. That's Bossy doing a little drift and giving a scare to the 64. The 21 of Kendall Kerr leads back down into 1 and 2. You see the lap car still working right there. Scott Zellner actually ran just 3/100ths of a second slower than the race leader last time, so the 21 definitely falling off a little bit as DJ Stagner closes the gap within 7 tenths now. It evened out for a little bit, but he's gaining it all back. Across the line this time, 97 laps complete. Down the back straightaway they go, coming to lap 99. And almost done with 198 laps. Down and in the books here from Rockingham, 50 to go, and DJ Stagner is as close as anyone has been since the beginning of this run and since the restart almost 30 laps ago or so, as the 21 comes back down into 3 and 4 to complete lap number 99. That lap car still sitting right in the middle of these two. Not what the 64 wants to see, but he's still working that bottom, so obviously it won't matter if the 2's up on the outside. Shirley, though, is going to get on the quick chat soon and tell the 2 to get out of his way. He is on a move right now. There goes the 2 up to the outside. Will they let Stagner through? It doesn't look like it. He's still fighting. He wants to stay right with the leaders. I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. Try and get to the leaders. There's one car on pit road. Dylan Clark down on pit road, and this should mark the beginning of the pit cycles, I think. We'll see what happens as we watch as Alan Cunman gets into the wall. Here comes Stagner to the race leader, but still has to work with the 2 car being right in front of him in the corners. And on the straights, now he goes to the inside. Get out of the way. I mean, you really can't be racing leaders like this. Now he'll back down. Austin Bloom onto pit road. Scott Wheeler down on the pit road. And when will the leaders come? Find these guys up in the front. I'm going down pit road right now. Cannot let the people that are pitting get that big of a tire advantage on me unless these guys are going to try and stretch it. Stagner is definitely hoping that he could stretch it and work it right now because he is still faster than the race leader. There's the 5 of Clark off of pit road. We heard what was it? Cowboy, what's his face? The guy that gave the call and the announcement for the race. He does not like Dylan Clark. I thought that was pretty funny. And so Dylan Clark is working against the odds right here. Not a fan favorite, it seems. But he'll quickly pull away with those fresh tires. The 64 Stagner 2 tenths behind the 21, and it all depends on when they come down pit road now. I don't know if they're going to be able to make it this far and then start racing for it without having to pit midway through. There's the 97 machine of Scott Wheeler, has to go to the inside. Back through 1 and 2. Look at Wheeler. Now the 64 goes to the outside, side by side, challenging for the lead for the first time in over 100 laps. DJ Stagner goes to the outside, sails it off in a 1 and 2, and Stagner goes to the lead looking for back-to-back victories in the Cup Series, and he's the favorite to do it right now with 105 laps in the books. DJ Stagner takes the lead from Kendall Kerr, and surely the 21 comes down the pit road soon. Here he comes. Oh, Stagner missed it. He missed it. I don't know if he was trying to go, but he got pretty dang loose. Looked like he was attempting to make it just too late. He's going to lose a lot of time. Not only to Kerr, who's going to be on fresh tires sooner than him, but because of that big old slide that he had off of turn 4. And here comes the 21. Money stop time for Kendall Kerr and the Lucas Oil 21 Chevrolet team. They'll come through pit road. An agonizing 50 miles an hour. And down to his pit box. Don't stop. Gets it stopped. And on the money for the 21. Now Brad Caress takes over second. McKee to third. Wedgwood to fourth. Condiment up into fourth now as he is struggling to stay in the race with the internet connection. James McKee on the pit road. Brad Caress on the pit road. DJ Stagner on the pit road. Here comes Kendall Kerr off of pit road. Just exits as I believe Stagner. Oh, Stagner's already in his box, so this will be interesting to see. You hear him building up the revs. Off a turn 4 and down the front stretch comes the race. Well, probably will be the race leader when this cycles through. Here he comes. Into 1 and 2 behind Cunman on old tires. There's the 64 right there. Drag racing down the back stretch, and the 21 just takes the lead back. How lucky can you be getting in the pit road and out? Fantastic job by the 21 machine of Kendall Kerr. And now waiting on just 3 cars to come down pit road. Dylan Clark came in a little bit earlier. A fantastic strategy call for Clark. And he ends up in P3 when this all cycles through. And Alan Cunman now will have the race lead for his couple minutes of glory here in this race. With 109 laps in the books. At Rockingham, Cunman will get unlapped by the 5 of Clark, and Cunman will come down onto pit road. Chad Winstead 5 seconds off of him. Oh, my computer's making weird sounds. Alright, nothing to worry about. Chad Winstead stays out. He will be the race leader now. Austin Bloom in the 3. Oh, why is it doing that? It's gonna do it every time, isn't it? I really hope the stream can't hear that, but I think it can. That's gonna be a problem, guys. Oh my god, I did not click on that. What is going on right now? I'm just gonna try really fast to reset. Oh my gosh, everything is crashing. I have no idea what's going on right now. It's definitely not my internet. My computer is just having a brain freeze. I super apologize. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know why this kind of stuff happens to me. And while we wait for the ticker to come back up, the 8 machine had come in, obviously not in the lead anymore. And the 21 of Kendall Kerr, I believe, took it back. But unfortunately, we can't see it because my computer's dying. Chad Winstead's still in the lead. Austin Bloom still out on track. These guys yet to pit, and Kendall Kerr has almost caught them before they've even been able to get to pit road. So here's Austin Bloom, and here's Kendall Kerr. I think they might be trying to stay out now. 113 laps complete. No more pit stops for these race leaders here. TJ Stagner 2 seconds behind Kendall Kerr. And so now that my computer is not freaking out and having a heart attack, we will go non-stop for one final time and come back for the last 33 laps of action here at Rockingham.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
This message is brought to you by the rebrand of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This publication may not be reposted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. NASCAR Camping World Ford F-150. NASCAR Xfinity Ford Mustang. NASCAR Cup Series Next-Gen Ford Mustang. Arca Menards. This has been the publication of the redesign and rebranding of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This message may not be reposted, republicated, or rebroadcasted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. Thank you, and thanks for your time.
.27 laps to go from Rockingham, and it's Kendall Kerr with the unofficial lead right now. In fact, he's going to go for the real pass right now. Austin Bloom looks like he's attempting to stay out. And now Kerr will go to the bottom of the track with the fresh tires on the 3 machine. to the inside, trying to complete the pass. Austin Bloom on a different strategy for sure, because he's still got the tires to fight him. But not for long, as Kendall Kerr wraps that yellow line, slides up. Oh, the 3 car into the wall hard. Into the outside wall. No caution, keeps it straight. And unfortunately, I'm noticing that after I reset the ticker, we don't have a relative anymore. So I think I'll just put that up, and we'll just pretend like we don't have it, because I don't know what's going on. This doesn't work. But you can just think and pretend like you know where everyone is. But it looks like, oh, DJ Stagner trying to run down Kendall Kerr, and he just almost got taken out by the 3 of Austin Bloom, and I just hit the highest note in recorded history. As the 64 gets to the inside of the 3, he'll make that pass, and he'll now be 1.6 seconds off of Kendall Kerr with 24 laps to go. Down the back straightaway they go, into 3 and 4 one more time. Kendall Kerr with a comfortable 1.6 second lead over Stagner, Bloom, Brad Kress back and forth, James McKee right behind him, Poteet in 6th, Dylan Clark in 7th, Dylan Wedgwood back in 8th, 9th is Alan Cunman, Justin Gibbs, Chad Winstead outside the top 10, Scott Wheeler a lap down, and along with Terry Brooks, Scott Zellner, Adam Blassie, Ty Smith, and Matthew Rodriguez all laps down as the 97 hits the wall right when we look at him. As Kendall Kerr rockets down the front stretch and takes the track cams. 22 laps to go. Head to trackcams22.com for only the best camera packs on the iRacing service. Track cams for gourmets. Trackcams22.com. And this time we'll get 21 to go. Come back to FTN. And that lead gap is shrinking. I tell you what, that lead gap is shrinking. Oh my God. DJ Stagner is absolutely hauling the mail from the 2nd place position. We'll see if we can catch him. Coming to 20 laps to go. And this race has been filled with drama and wrecks at the beginning, maybe 1/3 of the race. And we got that huge green flag run that almost came down to a pass for the lead before, 1 lap before actually we got to the leaders pitting. And it looks like, despite over half the field being a lap down, Justin Gibbs in 10th, the first car a lap down, we will have a fight to the finish. And DJ Stagner has picked up the pace dramatically, only 8/10 back on the 21 machine of Kendall Kerr as they cross the line this time. 19 laps to go. From Rockingham, Kendall Kerr looking in his mirror, and he sees the 64 getting bigger. And that's got to be worrisome for the 21. Stagner again going for 2 in a row at Daytona. He won last week. He won in the Truck Series last week at Daytona, and he took home the Cup Series victory. And with that, the sweep, I don't know if that's the first sweep, but I'm pretty sure it is, because I know there was only 1, if not 2, bushwhacking or cherry-picking victories in the Truck Series last season. Most of the wins went to the full-time drivers, except for Chapman, who won the season opener at Talladega. I'm not sure if any of the other race winners were cherry-pickers again. I don't know, but that's not important. DJ Stagner, however, is creating a very interesting finish. He is only 5/10 off of Kendall Kerr, and we saw him start to close the gap last time, but he lost some time, and then he gained it back, and he got right to him at the end of the run. It looks like it might be the same case here. He's only 5/10 back. He was 8/10 back just a couple laps ago. It's looking good for the 64 and his case for a perfect season, because he will be a 1-1 finish so far, looking like Jet Lawrence this season, the 450 class. In outdoors, of course. He's not the Supercross guy. We're down to 3 and 4. If we have any Supercross, motocross fans in the chat, let me know who you'll be rooting for the Super Motocross races. I don't even know what that is, but I'm excited to watch them. Down into 1 and 2 again. Now the gap is within half a second. DJ Stagner has the gap closed to 0.59 off of turn 2 as he lost a little bit of time into 3 and 4. He'll close it down. Actually, he'll lose some time on entry now, but he'll gain it back on the corner exit, which is strange. Normally, you'll see a guy gain time on the car in front of him going into the corner and then lose it on an exit just because of where they are on the track and how fast they're going in proportion to each other. But Stagner is actually losing time on entry, gaining it on exit. There's a Moose in the chat rooting for DJ Stagner. You know what? I would love to see Stagner win. I think the 2 for 2 campaign would be pretty cool to see. But sadly, I won't be back in the booth next week for the Cup Series. So this is all I'll get to watch. But this has been a treat so far to be in the booth for. I hope you guys are enjoying the show as much as I am, because this is going to come down to the wire. I think if Stagner can pick up the pace, obviously, if I could just get this dang thing to work. Oh, it's working now. Okay, we're good. Now you can see how far back Stagner is on the update. Every lap, he has closed the gap. Oh, he hit the wall in the front stretch. But look at all that time into the corner. 0.2 of a second he made up going into the corner. And he made up some time on the corner exit. Here he comes. He has a good lap and then he has a bad lap, it seems. Last lap he lost time, but this lap he is gaining time. My God, look at how much time he makes up going into the corner. Off of turn 4, 2.5 off of Kendall Kerr. 11 laps to go from Rockingham. He drives it into 1 and 2. Look at that line. That's where he's making up all his time. My God. Off of turn 2, trying to put the power down. So much power in this Gen 4 stock car. Now he rides it up to the high side. Trying to get the drive off the corner. Oh, he loses it. Hang on to her, brother. Hang on to her. What a damn save. And I think he knows now that the top line might not be viable just because of how hard you're trying to get on the gas when you run up there. And he cannot put the power down whatsoever. That thing is getting bad loose. David Course in the chat. What's up, David? Normally, obviously, yeah, I'm not the normal guy, but I'm not sure who does this race normally. But nevertheless, it's me now. And I am pretty cool, so I really wouldn't be complaining if I was anyone else watching the race. The gap, even at about 0.2 of a second now, it was 2.5 the last 2 times by, but here he comes. He closes a 10th on him just through 3 and 4 alone. That bottom line is so strong for Stagner, so Kendall Kerr is going to have to run it. He's going to have to take his line away. Here comes Stagner to the top. He comes down with a huge run. 8 laps to go. We'll turn to 7. Here comes the 64, driving it up to the outside. Can he get the power down this time? Off of turn 4, he knows he's going to have to conserve some throttle there. He does a good job, gets to the inside. 7 to go in the 64. Stagner looks for the lead. Into 1 and 2, Kendall Kerr runs up high. Stagner to the bottom. Kerr's going to get clear of him off of turn 2, and Stagner will have to wait another couple of laps. Coming up on the 8 of Alan Kunman in P9 to go the next car lap down. He'll get up into the outside wall and just lay on the brakes, get off the gas, I think, to let those guys by. 20 people in the YouTube chat. Got a lot of viewers here for an exciting finish upcoming if the 64 can get back to the outside of Kendall Kerr. 6 laps to go. 6 miles to go now at the Rock. Down into 3 and 4. The 64 down to the bottom where he knows he's fast. But did he use up his stuff there? Can he get back to Kendall Kerr? It's a 2.7 now. The difference as they come across the stripe to take 5 laps to go from Rockingham. Off of turn 2, the 21 gets loose. Loses some time, feeling the pressure. Into 3 and 4. Here comes the 64 to the high side off of 3 and 4. Can he get the dig off the corner? Here he comes. 4 laps to go, and Stagner is trying everything to get to the back end of the 21 and make a move. Up to the outside, running that second groove into 1 and 2. He's going to get the runoff. Here he comes. This time he has enough momentum to go to the bottom down the backstretch side by side, but he gets loose, and he has to get out of the gas. Stagner playing some mind games with the 21. He makes him think twice about blocking that as they go down the backstretch. And now across the stripe, 3 laps to go. Kendall Kerr down into 1 and 2, defending for his life. as he momentarily lags out and comes back right there. Not sure what is going on there, but it looks like he's going to be okay back onto the track. Here comes the 64 to the outside. Up top, trying to dig the wall off of turn 4. Stagner all over the loud pedal. Across the line, 2 laps to go. Stagner to the bottom. Side by side for the race lead into 1 and 2. Stagner has the preferred line, but not the preferred line for passing. That top lane is so much better. You can get the momentum off. Stagner goes for a slide. He saves it, but he's so far back. Oh, man. That might have done it right there. Pinch to the bottom. And he couldn't get the momentum. He couldn't get the drive off. And that might do it for Stagner. 4/10 of a second back. White flag in the air for Kendall Kerr. 1 lap to go. A dominating performance today. Trying to bring it home. Off of 1 and 2. Here comes Stagner. 1 final drive he'll have into 3 and 4. Kenny Ross Chastain it. Can he send it into the corner? Not close enough. Kendall Kerr comes off of turn 4, and he will win from Rockingham. What a race for Kendall Kerr. Just beat out DJ Stagner. What a finish for the second race of the season. The finish dang near as close as the season opener at Daytona. DJ Stagner was so close there at the end, but Kendall Kerr gets it done. Brad Crest takes 3rd, James McKee into 4th, Bloom, Poteet, Clark, Wedgwood, Kundman, and Chad Winstead, your top 10 at the end of things, and Kendall Kerr will burn it down on the front stretch and probably pull it down into that victory lane. You see it up at the top of the screen. And the Lucas Oil 21, I mean, an absolutely dominating performance from Kendall Kerr. 124 out of the 148 laps led, and like 15 of those laps that he didn't lead were in the pit cycle. So an incredible race for Kendall Kerr. Deserved that one for sure, but Stagner was so close at the end. And he's gonna do a pretty freaking solid burnout. How long can he make it in a straight line? He's going to make it to the little restart zone type deal, and he'll spin it down to the apron. Oh, and he'll keep going. All right. Is he going to do a little victory lap here? Let's see. Can he do the Waffleplex Wonder Lap, maybe? No, he's gonna bring it to victory lane. That's what he's going to do. Kendall Kerr driving through the infield grass. He will park it on pit road, maybe burn it out. He will not burn it out. And we'll talk to your race winner, Kendall Kerr, in just a second. It looks like he's all wrapped up with the burnout. So we'll talk to Kendall Kerr. A pretty dominating performance, Kendall. You take home the second win of the year. How's it feel?
Man, I'm sweating. I can't believe it. These races are so hard to win. It seems like everything has to fall just your way. And I thought I was going to throw it all away at the end. DJ was way faster than me, and got to give a big tip of the hat to him for running me so clean. I think we both got loose off the 2 there, and he could have very easily washed up into me there and probably went on and won the thing. So big tip of the cap to him. But, man, I can't believe it.
Yeah, well, on those last laps, you had a mirror full of that 64 for sure. He made up a lot of time on you, and then he just kept making little mistakes and giving you a little bit of an edge. What was going through your mind there at the end? Because he was certainly a lot quicker for a couple of laps.
Yeah, he was a lot faster than me on that. The run before that, I think maybe was the longest run of the race, and I was just getting ready to pit. And I didn't want him to run me over, but I didn't want to tell him whenever I was going to pit either, as I really wanted to undercut him. And I think that's honestly what won me the race, was undercutting him on pit road, because I let him go and then pitted the next lap. And then obviously he came in the lap after that, and I was, I think, 2.1 seconds ahead of him, and it was just enough, as you saw.
Well, I don't really know the schedule, so I'll look. I can't
remember. I think it's maybe Atlanta, another old track surface.
All right. Well, whatever it is, since I can't find the schedule, I think I'm a little blind. How do you feel about your chance going in there as the new reigning winner?
I mean, I love these cars to death. I feel like, as the Premier Series drivers, they should be driving the premier vehicle, and this is a premier vehicle. It's difficult on restarts, really hard on cold tires, and it burns the heck out of the tires. And there is a lot of damn good talent in this league, and their iRating does not speak for how good they are. And like I said at the beginning, these races are just so hard to win, so you just got to soak them up when it happens. Definitely want to thank my Blacktop Racing teammates. They're always great friends to be out there on the racetrack with. Got to thank Alan for painting up this beautiful looking Lucas Oil machine. Got to thank the Cornbread Cowboy for our Gentlemen
right.
Start Your Engines
That's
here
right.
tonight, Grand Marshalling. And I want to give a special shout out to Toby at home and all my boys that are sleeping, Garrett, Grayson, and Gavin.
All right. Well, you got anything else to say before I let you go?
Just appreciate you stepping in. I know unforeseen circumstances with David having to take the NASCAR stuff, and appreciate you stepping up and giving these guys a broadcast tonight. And also want to say thank you to ASC Supplies and Services and Culture Designs for stepping up and sponsoring us again. The Brooks family does so much for the league, and we appreciate them.
All right. Well, congratulations, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So Kendall Kerr takes home race victory numero uno of the year, and just beat out DJ Stagner, who we'll talk to as soon as I can get him up into a chat, put him in Clown Car Racing, and then I'll have to scroll up and get him up here. DJ Stagner, so close to going back to back, but just fell a little short there. How does it feel?
It's disappointing, but at the same time, it's Kendall earned it, so there's no hard feelings. It is what it is. He earned it, so good for him.
All right. Well, next week I'm pretty sure is Atlanta, so you still have a shot at your second win of the year. Another pretty big, ruffled surface. How do you feel about your chances going there?
I'm a big fan of Atlanta. I'm a big fan of all the tire savers, so I feel like that's going to be a pretty good track for me, but it's going to race really similar to this one, I feel like. So I think you're going to see the same cars that were good here today be really good at Atlanta next week, just because of the way it races.
All right.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that.
Well, anything else I can say before I let you go?
Just thanks to Reg, Taro, Guido, Moses, all my friends, Birdie, Ty, Connor, Ryan, everybody in GRT watching right now. Thanks to all the admins at court for something. And just thank you to everybody at Highline, all the admins, and thanks to Kendall because we raced really clean and it was fun tonight. And thanks to the Boom. Shout out to everybody at Swamp Motorsports. But yeah, it was a good night. Good night tonight. No complaints.
All right. Well, congratulations on second. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you.
So DJ Stagner is going to end up in P2. Still, obviously, will be the points leader coming out of today, but couldn't quite take home the victory. And so we'll talk to Brad Kress, who I need to get some information real fast. I don't really know what to ask him. So lowest of 6th, ran right up in the front. All right, there we go. Brad Kress, 3rd on the night, right behind those two guys racing for the lead. How does it feel?
Oh man, I'll take that as a win at this place. Those cars were a handful, to say the least.
Yeah, so you were, I think, lowest of 6th. I just looked at, and right in the middle of the top 10 the whole race. Do you think there's anything you could have done differently, maybe at the end of the last run to get up a challenge for the win, or are you obviously happy with where you ended up?
And I think that was about the best I had, was a 3rd. I was telling my teammates I don't know what they were doing to run first, and then Stagner in 2nd, but they just walked off and left me. There wasn't anything I could do to keep up with them.
All right. Well, if I'm not mistaken, here. Oh wait, I can look at this actually. Okay, it is Atlanta. So Atlanta next week, another old surface, and you ran good here with the super tire saving track and the super bumpy old surface. So how do you feel going into another track like this?
I'm pretty good. I like Atlanta. We ran a practice race there about a month or two ago, and it's a lot of fun. Kind of like this place. The cars are real loose. Got to be easy on the throttle and save your tires. Save, save, save.
All right. Well, anything else I'd like to say before I let you go?
Yeah, I just want to congratulate Kendall, my teammate, on winning, and you guys putting this on. I know you came in at short notice to broadcast tonight, and I'll say hi to my aunt and uncle back in Virginia watching me tonight.
All right. Well, congratulations on the third place, and thank you for your time.
Thanks, sir.
So that wraps things up. Of course, I won't say anything until I do this. I'll get the results on the screen. Kendall Kerr takes home the first W of the year over DJ Stagner, the reigning winner last week at Daytona. Ends up in P2, 35 100ths of a second off of Kendall Kerr. Brad Kress in third, 7 seconds off of them. James McKee in fourth. Austin Bloom comes home fifth, 10 seconds off of the race winner. Dylan Poteet in sixth. Dylan Clark in seventh. Dylan Wedgwood in eighth. Alan Kunman in ninth. And Chad Winstead 10th. Kunman and Winstead a lap down. So starting with eighth, those guys lapped a pretty good, incredible performance from the leaders to just drive away, lapping the everyone but the top eight. Justin Gibbs ends up 11th, 1 lap down. Scott Wheeler in 12th, 1 lap down. Terry Brooks and Scott Zellner 13th, 14th, 2 laps down. Adam Bossy ends up 3 laps down in 15th. Ty Smith 8 laps down in 16th. Matthew Rodriguez finished 85 laps down. I don't think he was on track at the end, so probably count him as a DNF. Kenny Brooks with a DNF. Joshua Salcy a DNF, and Corey Blevins did not start the race. And so with that, we'll wrap things up here from Rockingham. Of course, short notice came in and did this race, but it was a lot of fun. And I'll be back on FTN on Monday for the F4L Cup Series, and on Tuesday for the Truck Series here, or Wednesday. I can't remember what day that was, even though it just happened. But I'll be back for that, and I'm pretty sure David will be live tomorrow. He just did the Road to Pro Series, so props to David for coming in and doing one of the races that is harder to produce than all the others. A lot of incredible. A lot of incredible stuff going on with David and the rest of the FTN guys to put it on the second split Road to Pro race. It's pretty fun to watch, and of course, thank you to Cornbread Cowboy. Even though I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea who Cornbread Cowboy is. Seems like he's got a pretty large following, and based off of the mass of drivers the race in here, seems like a type of guy that'd be an inspiration to these people. So it's great that we got Cornbread Cowboy on the stream, giving us the call to command. And thanks to all the drivers for having a clean race. Thank you to everyone who came out and watched. Family members, whoever you are, thank you. And hope to see you back for more of these races and more races on FTN. And so other than that, that will do it. I think I remembered everything. So we'll let you go now, and I hope you have a very good night.